I'm Anthony Bambacci from Carso Restaurant. Today we're going to prepare a vegan coconut milk panna cotta with strawberries and ginger. Okay, we're going to start out today with doing the recipe, just plain water here. We're going to heat up part of the water with part of the coconut milk. And the coconut milk is not coconut milk that we get from coconuts, but coconut milk that we actually get out of a can. So easy to get. Other ingredients in the recipe are sugar, and there's actually two different kinds of gelling agents, which are seaweed, carrageenan. One is kappa and one is iota. If you don't have that, we can use plain old gelatin and get the same results, but when we use gelatin, it will no longer be vegan because gelatin comes from animals. Anyways, mix the sugar with the kappa and iota, and the reason we do that is so that it doesn't form gummy bears. The other half of the water and the other half of the coconut milk, and you don't have to be precise about this because we're going to combine it with the coconut milk and the water that's heating, so don't worry about your proportions. We're going to take that and put it in a blender. Coconut milk, water. Blender's right here. Put the lid on it. We're going to start it. And then the blender, when it's blending, it's going to make what's called a vortex. Or when the water, when the water goes down the drain in your house or in your tub, you see a whirlpool. That's what we're looking for, the liquid to form inside of the blender. And then we're going to take the sugar and gelling agent and pour it right in the middle, slowly, of that whirlpool. And what we're doing is we're dispersing or mixing the sugar and the gelling agents with the liquid. Again, so that the gelling agents don't form lumps. And we can turn it up to high. It's going to make a lot of noise. Very brief. Just good enough to get it dissolved. We take that mixture and pour it in with the warm water and coconut milk we have warming up here. And you want to heat that up to about 185 degrees. And what that does is it causes the things that make the panna cotta thick to swell. We haven't brought this mixture up to 185 yet, but we're going to pretend like we have. Okay, so we check the temperature with a thermometer, 185. We're going to strain it just in case we did create any lumps through a fine sieve. And then once we have it strained, we're going to put it into whatever vessel you want to serve it in, whatever dish. In this case, we have a bouillon or a consommé cup. So we pour it into that. And we let it set on the counter. We don't put it in the refrigerator. If we were using gelatin, we would put it in the refrigerator, but this actually sets at room temperature. Once it sets, then we put it in the refrigerator. We don't want to move it because it's going to swash back and forth and create a little bit of liquid on the side of the bowl. So the other part of the recipe, strawberries. Better if you can get them from a local farm. We're just going to take the tops off of them. I'm going to quarter them or cut them in 8ths or 6ths or however you like. If you want to dice them, you can dice them. So we cut those. I'm going to put those in a bowl. Boom. We have a little bit of raspberry sauce. If you don't have raspberry sauce, you can just sprinkle them with sugar and they'll create their own sauce. And then the secret ingredient is ginger. And this ginger is hard like a piece of wood. And why is it hard like a piece of wood? We actually peel it, we freeze it, and if you can see these little filaments that are on the end of the ginger, by peeling it and freezing it and then grating it on a fine grater, it breaks those filaments up, and then we don't actually have pieces of hair what appear to be ginger hair in our mouth. We mix it up. Here's a panna cotta that's set already. Now we're just going to put the strawberries on top of there. They're like glazed strawberries. And the more, for me, the more the merrier, because you want to have some strawberries with every bite of coconut that you have. You don't want to end up with the panna cotta and no strawberries. So be generous with the strawberries, and then we just put a little bit of mint. Oh, it's actually mint from our garden with flowers on it. We put a little piece of mint on it, and that's it. Coconut panna cotta with glazed strawberries and ginger.